folks, we are back. Let's get the game running as our stream starts setting up. And as said before, last time on our little sort of prep stream, as it were, we were going to do a deep dive of Lexington. So now, it's Lexington time. There's a lot of fun stuff to talk about in Lexington. Including one thing that may or may not still be roaming around now. But we'll talk about whether or not he's there or not. Because, you know, randomized content and all that fun stuff. I suppose we start with the obvious, since we are in Lexington. The next stage of the CR27 quest. There's also a mod there for the CR27. And I believe the Nuka-Ola Cafe is there? I believe there was one of the settlements, the houses, is located in Lexington, but I can't recall off the top of my head. But we'll deal with that all in a moment. Wait for the game to load. I've also added a few more ranks, a few more perks, getting them all up to my ultimate goal of having every perk have 5 ranks. And as you can see, I'm nearly at level 129, so what I'll probably end up doing is picking up Ghoulish rank 5. And what I decided to do for Ghoulish is I basically cribbed the notes from the legendary effect that increases rads with strength. So the idea is, if you get rads, your strength will go up. Now, granted, Ghoulish means you're going to be draining your rads as well, but as we've seen before, you can get up pretty high. So I figured that'd be kind of a fun one. Plus, I added a special little effect that it's going to take some testing to see if it actually works. But basically, what it is you basically can't go above 990 rads. At that point, it basically gives you 1,000 rad resistance. Of course, Ghoulish will mean you'll actually drain your rads back down again, but it means that if you take Ghoulish rank 5, you can't actually be killed by rads. It'll be a fun thing to test. Some other things of note. Critical Banker I brought up to 5 ranks. Steady Aim up to 5 ranks. Life Giver up to 5 ranks. Again, just extending what Life Giver does. Another 20 health, more health regen. But here we are in Lexington. Okay, so first order of business. Commonwealth Travel Guide. Lexington. If you like to shop, Lexington's got a little bit of everything. There's a laundromat, a pharmacy, and even a supermarket. You should shop here to scavenge. It would be good to wash my clothes. Sure would. Problem is, none of the machines work, but you might find a Brax and a brush or two. Won't get you all the way clean, but halfway decent job better than none. Still, help someone who's around to tell you how to get the washers working in. There is a mod, and I think it also is the base functionality of one of the Creation Club houses, where if you put in dirty clothes, it will actually turn them into the clean variant, because the various pre-war outfits do have dirty and clean variants. I know there's a mod that does it as well. Fact is, there ain't much service at any of these shops, just ferals. Still, it may not be like the old days, but it's still shopping. Only different is you don't pay with caps, you pay with bullets. And the ferals, they like the cash registers. Just a few fewer rounds of them and you'll be paid in full. Yeah. I think I pay with my fists. Just wouldn't bring someone to do that. Ain't got a puncher's chance boxing with one of them things. I'm scared they'll just bite my fists. Anyway, I escaped the ferals, the raiders, and the occasional 40-foot mutant. Lexington's got a lot to offer. Here's hoping to experience all of it. And that 40-foot mutant is what we may or may not see, because after a certain point in Lexington, basically a super mutant behemoth spawns. I saw it the last time when I was passing through here for testing and setup for the stream. Whether it'll show up or not, I don't know yet. We'll find out soon. Additional commentary. Lily, what's wrong? It's nothing. It's not nothing, else you wouldn't be limping like my Grandpa Julia. Just took a shot in the leg. Nothing a stim pancake here. Stop it or get it going back. We can't go back. We're almost there. Not back home, dummy. Back to Diamond City to have the doc look at it. It'll be fine. You're as stubborn as a mule, MJ, but you ain't got nothing on me. Either we head back now or... Lily! Definitely we can hit up Quincy and Jamaica Plains and probably Easy City Downs on this particular run. And definitely Covenant. We can at least step by outside of it. The castle I've also got a fast travel marker for. I might have a fast travel marker for the Boston Commons, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so of course we have our red rocket. Now there's a fun little mod that turns all of the red rockets into settlements. You can't really send settlers to them, but it does exist as a way to have additional things. If we kind of just wander around, there's all kinds of fun stuff here in Lexington that we will talk about. Oh, the parking center. This is a... how do we want to do this? Well, we'll start with the parking center. There's a lot of stuff in Lexington to talk about, as I said. In addition to its various little rooms with various bits of loot here and there, the parking center, like as you'll see soon, does have an interior segment. And then up on the roof, we have something that, when the game first came out, people thought it was some weird reference to Fallout 3. Because we have this thing here. And if you notice the name of this bike, it is the Lone Wanderer. Nothing really came of this, but it is an odd little bit of game lore. That we have a bike called the Lone Wanderer sitting up here. And it's kind of like right in your frame of view. It's intact, kind of isolated on its own. People thought it was some kind of something or another, but nothing's really come of it. Then we've got the parking garage. We're gonna go here, it's gonna be full of ghouls. Let's do one. No, three. This is the Disciple's weapon. Its final upgrade is turns into a wrench. Shoot. Hold on. Back up. Yeah, personal experience when doing this area. you could easily set off a chain reaction that will explode everything, including you. That should just light the stuff on fire, because, yeah, I have actually been exploded. Because that thing will call a chain reaction, it'll set off the car, a huge explosion. And, basically, anywhere past this point is a death trap. More signs of just dead Minutemen. We run into them all across the Commonwealth. There's not much to say about them. They don't usually have a story. The ones that do have a story have a holotape on them. But you usually just kind of find dead Minutemen all over the place. Just kind of building out the lore that the Minutemen were a force to be reckoned with. And then it all came crashing down.
Got it.
Stopped by a little thing picking up hostile life signs. Found you!
You really do just keep switching back to your laser pistol, don't you? Even though I gave you the Thundercaster.
All the stench this place must generate.
Oh, unlocked a new personality matrix. Yeah, sure. Give us Liberty Prime.
Victory is assured.
No, he's got the overcharged. Screw it. Got a ton of fusion cells. Here, take 2,000. Now use the Thundercaster. Gave it to you for a reason. And that's really about it. Now, of course, generally speaking, I've been avoiding activating the Protectrons. But maybe we should talk about them.
Got it.
Of course, until I get the info for the Protectron override. But, we'll activate this unit. Now, the personality mode will not change whatever weapons they have. So whatever type Protectron they have, they'll use whatever default equipment have. However, picking the personality mode can be beneficial to you or can work against you. Because if you do something that violates their personality code, they will turn on you. So for example, law enforcement. If you choose law enforcement and you draw a weapon on them, they'll consider that a hostile action, shoot on you. The subway steward, if you do not have a metro token, they will consider you a hostile, turn on you. The fire brigadier, can't remember what their trigger is, but they're one of the safer options. The medical responder, of course, will try to heal you, and the construction worker will kind of just ignore you. So let's go medical responder just for the hell of it. Like, they don't actually have a healing weapon, but they might try and do something useful.
Powering up. Protectron on duty. Please remain calm if you are injured. Please remain calm if you are injured.
Super Duper Mart's a pretty big area. We'll ignore it for the moment. We'll come back around and grab it. Still no luck. Because I still want for us to take a look around. Yep, there's the behemoth I told you guys about. Well, shall we give it a try?
Hey,
Clearly, he's been taking quite a bit of pot shots from all the other stuff that's in the area. Of course, here we go. You can see Mr. Handy Fuel at the front of the Super Duper Mart. But there's so much more to explore. Like, somewhere up there is a raider in power armor with a mini nuke. Now, he may have gotten capped by a boulder to the skull from the behemoth, or he could still be out there, just not catching our attention. Ah, yes. So we've got here just a little diner. Nothing too terribly special, right? Well, as I've said before, whenever Creation Club, yeah, the VR workshop, we might get a chance. I will take a look at it here on the stream. But yeah, it's a fun little thing, isn't it? So, as I mentioned before, the so Slocum Joe's is a vanilla thing. But when you get to Slocum Joe's workshop, it distributes the donation, the coffee stations all throughout the wasteland. You'll find them in a few different places. Here's one good place. There's another one with a raider who has a little terminal. Like I said, we'll find them throughout the places we explore. But this particular location here, they did more than just throw in a coffee station. Because if we go and swing around to the back into the employee-only area, they added, well, this stuff is all here in vanilla, but they also added the donut fryer. As long as we're over here, we might as well look. Sweet rolls, glazed donuts, chocolate bars, berry blast. And yes, you can make donut mix. You have the right stuff. Then we got the coffee station, where we can make double espresso, regular espresso, coffee. What companion would I go with for the rest of the game? Who do I feel is the most fun companion? You know, I'd probably say it's probably a split between Preston Garvey, Commonwealth Minutemen. He just has so much fun stuff to say about the world. Plus, whenever you visit settlements, they always talk, hey, look, it's Preston Garvey. And it's just kind of heartwarming to see him getting respect for, reform, for helping to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Or, and this would be kind of ironic considering I just was praising Preston Garvey, Kate, the bare knuckle brawler Irish drunkard, who is like the complete opposite end of the spectrum, but is also quite fun. All right, so Slocum Joe's basement. And of course, those who've played the game at length might recognize this location when we pop into it. Yes, that's right.
Not letting go.
We are exactly where you think we are. Yes. This little location where they added some Slocum Joe's like vending stuff is a switchboard. That is when we're doing the railroad quest and we're told to infiltrate the switchboard and they say that the Synths have overtaken it and they've laid down a bunch of mines. Yes, this is that location. This is what it looks like before the railroad quest. It is completely innocuous. So we've done that. We've done that. The laundromat. You know, I did level up, so let's make this proper. As previously mentioned, Ghoulish, rank 5. Now, when you're first in here, you think, pretty normal. Nothing too important to talk about. Just a laundromat. Just gonna have random loot. And you wouldn't be wrong. It does just kind of have random loot here and there. And just another set piece. Doesn't seem all that special. You start looting everything. Like, there's nothing in the washer, nothing in the washer, nothing in the washer, nothing in the washer, nothing in the washer. Oh, just some random crap in the washer. More random crap in the washer. Seems all normal. Start looking, just start looking. You know, it just seems pretty normal. Nothing really stands out. They just a location that's there for fun bits of lore. You know, you've got random bits of here and there and everywhere. It just seems completely normal. There's absolutely nothing strange about the washers at all. Yes, Bethesda and their environmental storytelling people. For some bizarre reason, somebody decided to take out a hit on somebody and cram them into a washing machine right before the war. Or maybe it was post-war, who knows. But someone really did not like somebody. And we've got literally left arm, left foot, left hand, left leg, the pelvis, the rib cage, all parts of the right body. Yeah, this is just an entire human body. Just crammed into a washer. Because who knows why. There's no lore here about it. We can't find any little hidden holotapes. Somebody just at some point in the past 210 years decided, fuck it, I really don't like Jimmy. Jimmy's getting a wash. And it's just a random little spot here in Lexington. Nothing really draws you to it unless you're exploring. Told you, Lexington's full of fun shit. Then we come out the back here. Again, everything seems pretty normal. You've got a little picnic area that's right behind the Slocum Joes. Makes sense. Again, all perfectly logical and reasonable. Let's swing around the front, shall we? Let's take a look at the Super Duper Mart. We continue our deep dive here of Lexington. Now, a thing that should be said about all these Petrectrons we're finding in these charging pods, they're generated dynamically. So yes, sometimes you can just find a legendary. Like this is just a regular Protectron Guardian. And while we technically don't need it, because you can see that we can pretty much handle anything they throw at us, let's see if we can't find the terminal to activate you.
Mom, I imagine this place is giving the old nostrils quite the wake-up call. I wonder what brought the roof down on this one.
Well, probably the nukes, if I were to guess Codsworth. Probably the nukes.
Well, he certainly doesn't need that anymore.
I'm sure most people know about the lore in this place.
China will fall. Only together can we stop the spread of
But remember, Nuka-Cola Quantums are rare. They were just going into production at the end of the war, and they only had a few select locations, which is why they're always hard to find in each game. And so usually you don't find a cache of them, but of course, here's a couple of ones here, because at the Super Duper Market, of course they would get a bunch of the stuff. So that seems pretty normal, and of course we can see in this cooler, it's supposed to be basically the steak Saddle Up Salisbury steak display where they could get a bunch of Saddle Up Salisbury steak. You know, kind of makes sense. It is a supermarket. It's going to have various focused little sections. This is supposed to be ice cream. Can we read the sign on the other side? Nope, that probably just said Saddle Up Salisbury steak. Soda pop. All reasonable and to be expected. But you notice they are individually listed and labeled. We got the employee only area. You got the sales shelf. Probably stuff that's near expired. That's typically how the sales shelf works. I say this as a retail employee. We've got some melons. And that's not to say the stuff on the sales card is going to be bad for you, because expiration dates are a weird thing. We'll have to have a long discussion about expiration dates in the future and how weird they are, because they're kind of stupid, they're kind of fake, they're kind of not real, but they also kind of are. But that's not a discussion for right now. This is not Tales from Retail. But TLDR, there's nothing wrong with buying stuff on the discount rack. It is perfectly edible, especially if you're going to be eating it within the next few days. Like if you're not going to eat stuff for like a week, get it fresh. But if you're going to be eating the stuff relatively recently within the next few days, it's perfectly fine. I swear, every time that guy comes charging after me and the world starts shaking, I think it's either a behemoth or we're about to have an earthquake scripted event. But no, just when power armor starts running, and it ain't you. Because when you run, if the world feels like it's shaking, yeah, when someone else runs in power armor, it shakes you around as well. Got our little fresh produce cart.
Heck, wait there. Come on.
There's a beer sale. That's always fun. And again, as you can see, the donut mix does actually just kind of spawn anywhere you might find regular food. Well, if you actually talk to Nick and go through his quest and whatnot, it's actually explained. Basically, he's an exception because he saved the mayor's daughter. And of course, we learned some interesting things about the mayor later that may add some interesting conflicts to that, but we won't talk about the mayor's secrets just yet. But yeah, I thought that might have been a previous mayor as well. There's nothing to say that Mayor McDonough specifically that let him in. Could have been a previous mayor. It's not like it's a position for life. But yes, canonically there is a reason that he is given an exception. Actually, you are a rogue Sentinel AI. You're not Liberty Prime, but hey, dreamers can be dreamers. I could also give the Sentinel there an Assaultron voice pack, but I feel that might be a little weird. But if you want to hear it with a different voice pack, I've got Sentry Bot, Assaultron, Mr. Gutsy, and Sentinel Prime. Let me know. And I shall do it. Because it's always fun to kind of periodically change up their voice. I don't drop loot, Codsworth. You should know this by now. We had a discussion about this yesterday, Codsworth.
Yes.
Plus, I've got like 30 different settlements that I need supplies for in order to build them up. And yes, if you might be able to guess, when you see stuff like test up and slow, that is my mod, what was it called? Brand name generics, which Again, only available on PC. Though, and that might actually be portable to PlayStation, so all it is some file renaming. There is no actual original stuff involved in it. There's no original assets. So that might actually be PlayStation 4 compatible. And basically what it is I made 4 different variants of every single drug and then distributed them through the various level lists. So I did want to update it for Robco, so the PC version should probably be fine. I don't know if the Xbox version is Robco patcher compatible. I know the PlayStation one definitely wouldn't be. Because the main reason I like the Robco patcher is it allows you to add stuff into the game without having to directly edit level lists, which can break it if you have other mods that also edit those lists. But I think that the base functionality I could port to PlayStation. And basically, it's just because in our real world, there isn't just one anabolic steroids. There isn't one methamphetamines. There's several companies that are all making basically variants of the same thing. And so, buff out, bulk up, dash, dig it, doom, durable, gigamax, HRH, ice, killer, mad, medex, mentals, psycho, rush, slow, morphine, tough it out, testo up, and tear and stronger. Yeah, fuck it. So that is the basic exterior run. So let's take a look at these edges, shall we, before we start going into the side rooms. So, as you might expect, these are pretty simple. These are the cashier registers. They've got a bunch of carts, which I think is rubber and steel for your loot needs. And of course, in the cash registers, you'll either find some random caps or some pre-war money. Pre-war money is fun. If we actually go, at one point we're eventually going to go to, but I don't know when it's going to be, but if we eventually go to the Galleria, you can do a bowling game, but because the things are glitchy, they want $10,000, which if you have that in pre-war money, which isn't easy to do, you can actually buy a bowling game. All right. What is there? That's the back room we're eventually going to want to go to, because that's where all the fun stuff is. But I think, for the general purposes, that's everything around here we want to look at. Ah, yes. Now here's a fun little one for those of you who like to cheese it. This safe can be unlocked by this terminal, and this terminal can also relock this safe. So if you have a particular companion who likes lockpicking, say Deacon, yeah, you can just farm Deacon's reputation by just unlock that, relock it, unlock it, relock it, unlock it, relock it. Yeah, it's a thing you totally can do. We're going to have plenty of time to max out everyone's reputation the legitimate way, so I'm not worried too much about it.
There we go.
See? Engage lock. We're going to choose Subway Steward.
Powering up. Protectron on duty.
There should be a perk magazine here, but I might have knocked it over. I'm seeing it on the floor. Yeah, not too worried about it. Always come back at a different time and pick it up. So, where is the other area we want to look at? Over this way. Not you, not you. We actually want to go to the back rooms. Here we go. Back rooms.
That's it.
Naughty work, but wouldn't want to leave the good stuff.
Wow, Fallout 4 literally just crashed. That was a weird one. At least I have a save right outside that door. Now I actually know what this crash was. Well, I have an idea what this crash was because I've seen it before. Sometimes certain weapons basically fire off the wrong sound file. And as you notice, it crashed immediately after our lovely companion fired the Thundershock. So, if this happens immediately again, I have most of them. So if it does crash again, I'm taking the Thundershock off of the Sentinel. Because for some reason the Thundershock has now gone buggy. I'll have to look into what caused that particular weirdness. But it's fine, he's got his default pistol, or default laser pistol. So we'll see. Always save before opening doors. You never know.
Got it.
Well, hello there. Found you.
See? Nothing happened this time. Just for some reason it bugged out. He used the Thundershock just fine. So, I'm a little bit paranoid. Full save. Another minute, man. Like I said, as we'll explore, we'll see various cases of the Minutemen and their attempts to be heroes and be good people, but yeah, things kind of didn't work out for them, did it?
Hostile target detected. Hello, citizen. Please present. Not attempt to flee. Will be administered swiftly and fairly.
What's all this?
Attack on hostile target intruder.
Yep, gotta love Ghoul being triggered by exploring. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, we need to go this way to go deeper. So there is a few different ways to go deeper in this area. And this is one of the Zayden guns, by the way, that we picked up at the tail end of the last one, when we were just kind of giving the Sentinel a little bit of a chance to pace himself. There should be another one coming on our 6. It looks like the Protectron has caught their attention.
Situation normal. Law and order has restored.
Josh's holotape.
Came back yesterday with Emma. Everyone's gone. Looks like they left in a hurry and had one hell of a fight. Feral corpses everywhere. Emma and I searched for anything that might tell us where they went. Only thing we found was Anthony. Must have been bad. They never would have left his body there. I sent Emma down to the loading dock to wait for me while I check on something. We won't stay long. I just want to get Anthony's body and... Wait.
Anthony must have been the guy in the other room. So both these guys and Emma. Little trio. Shall we see what happened to Emma?
Sweet.
Another side room. A safe.
Yes.
Just more of that good old pre-war energy. The back rooms, the offices. Of the Super Duper Mart. Wow, whoever worked here must have really loved their coffee. Or is there a story to tell? Well, there is in fact a story to tell. Sally. Due to numerous customer complaints over the past couple of months, it is with a heavy heart to inform you all that we had to let Sally go. You may have also noticed that the new espresso machine we order has arrived. Until we can make room for it in the kitchen, the espresso machine has been installed on top of Sally's desk. Enjoy management. Espresso machine. Many of you expressed concerns over the loud clicking noises the espresso machine makes when used. Unfortunately, we won't be able to move the machine for another 2 weeks. Turns out the industrial mount we ordered won't fit in our kitchen. We are currently in the process of hiring a contractor to come in and knock down a few walls to get the space required for the mount. Please bear with us. Management. Pre-war drama, right? And that is why there's an espresso machine on one of the desks that's back here. Audio crash again. Huh. Now it could be the Sentinel, or it could be my Zayden weapon. Well, easiest way to fix this is simply to switch from my Zeta weapon to my other weapon. But yeah, it's definitely related to a sound glitch when a weapon fires, and it's either my Zayden gun or the Thundercaster. So we'll see. If it happens again when I switch over to my melee weapon, then it's clearly the guy's Thundercaster, which okay, so I'll just take it out of his inventory. Let him use his laser pistol. course a lock won't stop me, Cosworth. You've been with me long enough to know that. Yeah, I try and repeat whatever I did before. Just, you know, so that the universe is still the same. Now, that said, I do have something in my inventory I really have not been taking proper use of. And there's not many opportunities when you know you're going to be ambushed. So, let's have a bit of fun. Now, as soon as I pop over into here, will it be enough to trigger the guys trying to come in and ambush me? Yeah, I guess not. That's a bummer. Deeper we go. Mutant Slayer baseball bat. I should hang on to it just for the lulz. Well, that does remind me. At one point, I need to pick up a revolutionary sword and throw the, and using the console, throw the um, irradiated enchantment onto it. Because I want to show you guys how Shem Drown's sword is a little bit different than the irradiated revolutionary sword. Shem Drown's sword, amusingly, and this is completely intentional, at least in my thoughts, it's got to be completely intentional because they could have just easily have copied, like they do for a bunch of other signature weapons, a standard legendary effect. No, Shem Drown's sword states that it's an irradiated sword, but it does different damage than a normal irradiated legendary sword, and it can harm ghouls. Because the normal irradiated legendary effect has code in it specifically so that when it hits a ghoul, they get healed. Shem Drown's enchantment, which again is a separate enchantment, explicitly excludes it. But when we get to Shem Drown, we'll look at that in more detail. It truly is a sword of devil make. But yes, this also means, for those of you who like to mod the game, technically speaking, ghouls are not immune to radiation from a gameplay perspective. What happens is typically anything that causes radiation also has the keyword ghoul radiation heal. So theoretically, if you wanted to represent something as having an untyped damage, a damage that damages your health like radiation does, you just exclude the ghoul radiation heal trigger words, and then it doesn't heal them. Thus, kind of leading into the supernatural aspects of Shemdrown's sword. And we know the supernatural exists in Fallout because we see it all the time. So a supernatural sword that can harm ghouls totally makes sense. Now we are in the back area where supplies are brought in to Super Duper Mart. And so we find out what happened to Emma. Who, by not wearing the outfit, has a signature weapon, which kind of implies all of these were Minutemen. Just, of course, once the Minutemen collapsed, no one really had a point of still wearing the uniform, but clearly they're still using Minutemen weapons, so they still consider themselves Minutemen. But let's listen to the last words of Emma.
What the hell is Josh doing? He's been gone for over an hour. We need to get out of here. The guys are thinking we're already at Concord. If Josh would hurry his ass up, maybe we can get there in time. Shit! Gunfire! Not good! Josh!
To think if the world had just been a little bit different, the timing had just been a little bit different, Preston could have picked up these three and added 3 more Minutemen to his team. Because he was in Lexington. Or maybe these were part of his team that died. Who knows? And thus we open up the back ways.
Yes.
There's still so much more here in Concord, here in Lexington to look at. There's Mystic Pines. We'll get to Mystic Pines in a moment. Here we go. The apartments.
Nuclear protection on a budget.
There he is. Artis.
Is a temporary setback on the road to freedom.
Well, we've got... There's still so much more to do here. Where is it? There it is. Up onto the fire escape. We haven't even gotten to Corvega and Gristle yet. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in Lexington. There's still a couple of interior locations we haven't visited. The monster under the bed. So much stuff here in Lexington. Did you fall off the side of the building, dog meat? Seriously? There's another location that we can explore. I have no idea if I'm going to survive this. I can't break my leg, but I can still lose a lot of hit points. Most people come into this area from a different section, but yes, you can actually get up to this little area from a completely different side. And again, this is another one of the little locations here inside of Lexington, with all kinds of little bits and pieces, little bits and bobs. example. That is normally where you would come up the other way and have to deal with the raider with power armor and a mini nuke. He might be dead at the moment for any number of reasons. Of course, you come out here, you got the little overlook. Crash vertibird. That'll get us into Corvega, at least one way. Just came from there. The pharmacy. And there's also apartments around here as well. I think they're just around the corner. As well as a bank that was in the middle of being robbed when the bombs fell. A bus stop. Like I said, a lot of stuff in Lexington. Well, that's kind of sad. Bombs fell. Guy was in a wheelchair. Tried to use a walking stick to try and escape, but to no avail. Here's the bus station. We still haven't gotten to the bank or the apartments or Mystic Pines. We'll get to them in all due time. Here they are, the apartments.
Who's there?
You were a cat lady, weren't you? Died at the bombs. Yeah, look. Little cat poster. Got a little cat bowl. This was apparently, I'm gonna guess, a homeless person who had a cat. Died when the bombs fell.
Someone there?
Careful, dog meat. You're gonna keep setting off these things. Yeah, that would have set off. Grenade bouquet. Keep your eyes about you.
You guys got me stirred up over nothing. Hey.
That's gonna be above us. Yeah, there is a raider camp right above us, or rather an overpass camp. Another little area to explore. Which of course just leads us up to here. Nope, can't slip through there. The main area? I think this is the main area. Yep.
Wait there. Come on.
Super Duper Mart. Whoop. Ah, yes. So we're on the back side of the basketball court, which is over there. And then we've got this little locked area.
There we go.
Clearly, something related to a bank, right? Secure locked door, a bunch of money in there.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the area we were in before, but I couldn't jump up into. Hoarding always. Cosworth. Hoarding always. But there's still so many more little locations and places to find and see. Remember, we were being shot at earlier by some turrets. We still haven't run into them. Should be over here, if I'm not mistaken. Another little diner. Where are you? Ah, yes. We've already been into the pharmacy. Not quite there yet. Let me recenter myself. So there's the red rocket. We've got that route, we go up there. We've got the hardware over here. That's hardware. And if that is the Corvega over there. back way. And yes. We have another little side building. And yes, you will get swarmed by so many ghouls in Lexington. Yes, the bank. Let's open up the vault. Because yes, apparently, when the bombs were falling, someone just tried to do a bank raid. And if I were to guess how it works, they actually blew the wall out from that side, climbed up, started pulling stuff out of here, because, mag lock door and all that. They just had to go through the weak point, the back wall. Yep, there's a ladder there. We can see here, random bits, pre-war money all around. 100 in the duffel bag. Yeah. These two tried to blow a hole, steal money from the vault, and escape out through the back way because, mag locked door. Unfortunately, they did that on the day the bombs fell. And I think that's all the kind of fun locations. I think we've covered everything except for Corvega itself. So then, let me ask you the question then. Shall we charge Corvega through the front door, or take the sneaky pipe entrance? Why don't we split the difference? How over-encumbered am I? A bit. Turn my light off. You know, I might actually be able to sneak in because I suspect they're all sleeping because it's the middle of the night.
Well, he certainly doesn't need that anymore.
What the hell was that? You guys got me stirred up over nothing. What the?
Yeah, I think most of them are asleep.
Shit's got ambush all over it. I'll make it nice and quick. You can trust me.
You can trust me too. Waiting for them to show up.
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that?
I mean, why would I tell you who that is? Kind of defeats the purpose of being stealthy, doesn't it?
Who's that? You are so.
I see you.
I was just getting warmed up.
No, I only play games with hearts. I mean, my ability too high is why it's going to be over soon. So, you know. I see ya. Anybody else? Not picking anybody else up. I see you. Just barely, but I see you. Now you see, if you have explosive, you can actually break the chain. That's what I'm experimenting with that. See if I can actually somehow. No, it doesn't look like it. Drop it right there at the door. Still no luck. Oh well. Then we shall continue our infiltration a long way. There he is. One of the guys we sniped with our pistol. It has like a basic scope. Now, since we have adamantium skeleton, we can just do this.
Hey.
There's a guy in the overhead we sniped. Gets us into Corvega. One way at least into Corvega. But we want to find the stealthiest way in, so let's see what our options are. Another one of those little secrets not everyone knows about. Go through the pipe, out the other end. A little bit of extra stuff. Back inside. Some more stuff. And out on this end. Now, there is a way through on here, but let's make our way to the top, shall we? Oh, I see him. Somehow I don't think so. I think Sentinel may have went ahead and killed some people. We'll keep making our way up. I believe this will just get me control of the searchlights, not any turrets, but let's take a look. Well, now the lights can't see us. Well, they definitely took care of him. And up here,
Hell yeah.
repair bobblehead. Now, I'll definitely not survive leaping down from there. Let's see if we can find
Hey,
a better location. This could be a good place to come in. Am I still hidden? I am. But they are definitely seeing my companions. That's fine. I think I can get over to them. Well, ultimately, this is where we want to be, but it may be a little too close to where we want to be, because Gristle's key will go into that area. We want to explore the entire area. Oh, they've already found me. No reason to keep hiding, right?
Heads up. Sweet.
Yeah, it's locked because they didn't want me in it. Who needs a wall when you've got an adamantium skeleton? So here's the little raider's little hidey hole for where they like to lie down and sleep. And we have got some fun stuff to do here. Well, not in this particular area per se, but there's an area I like to do some fun little shenanigans. We'll see if we can pull it off this time. Gotta load them automotive parts. Of course, power armor over here. Lots of little hidey holes for your stealth characters. But generally nothing too much else over here to talk about. No. Time to make our way over to Jared. You saw nothing.
Got it.
Now, if you need aluminum, this is a great place to do it. Now, obviously, you'd have to wait a few days for everything to regenerate, but this is a great source of aluminum. And we're just going to slip past everybody here. There's someone else in here that we missed. Does not seem like it. Bristol's Terminal. Caravan. Took down another caravan today. Hell yeah, that makes 3 in 1 month. Top it off, Freddy came back with the good news that another caravan is headed our way. They spotted some guards, but it's mostly civilians. They even got an old broad dressed like a fortune teller and some joker in a cowboy hat. Gonna ask Jared for more men to take this caravan down. That fucking hat is mine. Remember, Gristle was that named raider way back during the take out all hostiles and you grab the minigun and all that part. So yeah, and he has on him a key, and if you actually manage to, if you grab the key, because he will despawn, you can get in here without having to crack the lock.
That's it.
But a lot of people, at least in my experience, don't seem to know about Gristle and his special key. And just kind of ignore him. Yeah, granted, you can easily just do this on your own with your own skills, but it's weird how few people know about Gristle. Into the back area. I do want a raider to show up.
Grip on yourself.
Someone back here? Now, over here. Don't see anyone yet. Ah, good old radiation. Oh, relax, Codsworth. In factual fact, radiation's good for me. There's really nothing over here of note, generally speaking, but the rads will actually, the rads are actually kind of unimpressive, honestly. I mean, do I have high rad resistance or something? Nah, it's only 20. No, we'll have to test Ghoulish rank 5 somewhere else.
Yes.
Now, Lonnie's terminal. Lexington. Lexington is ours. Fuck yeah! Wiped out the ghoul swarm without losing anybody. Jared is setting us up. The big car factory up now. The apartments. Whipped through them town again. Gristle and I each took teams and flushed out some of the ghouls straggling out of a block of apartments. Already got my eye on a nice one at the top of the building. Been wanting a place with a view for a while. Need another turret. I've asked Jared for another turret down here. He says he's working on it, but ain't convinced he ain't just blowing me off so we can get back to playing with his chems. We need another turret. The pipe access in Lexington has been great for us so far, but if we don't defend it properly, it might as well be an open invitation for anyone else looking to get in. Drinking party. Gristle and the boys almost got us killed the other day drinking down here, making all sorts of noises. A bunch of ghouls didn't want to miss the party. Stumbled in through the pipe. Luckily the boys could hold their own liquor, and were able to still shoot straight. Jared. Still haven't gotten our other turret down here. Jared needs to get his head out of his ass. He's been pouring way too much time in Captain trying to figure out this sight thing. The moment we need to be doing is securing this place. I'm gonna go talk to him. Bristol says I'm just going to make him mad, but someone's got to make him see reason. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have a raider boss see reason. They don't seem like the reasonable type. Just saying. That looks good to me. Nice and clear. Another one in the back rooms. 66%. You know what? Can I? Yes. Now, there is an ambush here. Again, ghouls. What would you expect? And it's triggered by walking past that grate. Basically, if you walk through this area, ghouls will trigger. There they are. Don't forget about the little one back here. More bones in a fridge. Don't make me give you a hat, Codsworth. I'll do it. Careful. Careful. We should be safe here. There's gonna be guys in that area behind me, but since we've already cleared this area from when we came through the other way, this particular stretch should be safe. Yep, back here. Next step would be going up. But one thing at a time. I see him.
Only a fucking coward hides.
Or a tactical genius.
Show your face. Come on. I dare you.
I dare you.
Scared, huh? You should.
Yes, you should be. I agree. You should be scared.
Better run.
Yes, you better run. That's very true.
Hey, I get in, boys. Huh? Think you can win this? Huh?
Democracy is non-negotiable.
Playing games with me, huh?
No, just your heart.
Time to reel him in. Just getting warmed up over here.
I think that's everybody in here.
Heads up.
Now here, we gotta be careful. Hopefully Dogmeat's not gonna set off the trip wire. It'll set off the makeshift bomb. But knowing Dogmeat, it's very possible. Alright, finally, showdown with Jared. The one above us. Now, here's the tricky thing. I don't want to destroy the turrets, because I want to turn the turrets against Jared. Which means sneaking through the next area without being spotted, which means that my little group here needs to hang back, because they will most definitely aggro and engage and possibly get the turrets destroyed. But I want Jared destroyed by his own turrets. So Sentinel, enter standby mode. Codsworth,
Can I be of service?
stay.
Position.
Presently, Mum.
And Dogmeat,
Look alive.
stay here.
Stay there.
Freedom is always worth fighting for.
Go back into stealth mode. Careful. Don't want to be seen.
Oh, it's on!
And he's ruined my cover. I was afraid of that. Because you can do this, it's just very hard. Stage 1 complete, proceeding to stage 2. Dang. Alright. blind firing, which is fine. Like I said, not easy to do.
Find him and kill him.
Who's out there? The chat will make you jittery. Oh, I know you're here. I'll find you. You're not. You're dead.
Come on, lose interest.
All the officers.
You saw something?
Still hidden. Ah, screw it. I can still do it. Like I said, very tricky to do. But override targeting parameters.
Shooting straight.
At least if the turrets are still intact, which is not something I can normally pull off. But, still would have preferred to be able to sneak through, turn them on, without them being detected. But, you know, the stealth armor can only do so much. I literally had 0 points in stealth itself. But you know what I do have access to? Backup. I somehow managed to get into the terminal with the guy literally standing next to me.
I'm in.
Oh boy. Okay, fine. Protectron control. Personality mode. Just say subway steward. Activate. let's go grab. You really did just come after me, didn't you, Sentinel?
Freedom is always worth fighting for.
Hey, come on.
Of course, Mom.
Hey, moving out.
Oh well, maybe another time I'll actually be able to pull off the full stealth. Ah well. Now, that's pretty much about it. You get Jared's key, he has the safe in his room. You've kind of cleared them out. Yeah, it's kind of the end of it. You know, there's a few things that we can find in the corners of the place. You know, again, more storytelling. Like we've got, clearly this is the janitor. But apparently he was in a wheelchair, but still did his job. And you see next to him a gold pocket watch, so he was probably celebrating his retirement when the bombs fell. So, I mean, you gotta give these guys credit. The guy was in a wheelchair, they still let him be the janitor, though he was retiring. Unfortunately, time was on his side, because the day he retired was the day he was killed. Or Vegas Eastkey. In the way, little corner here. Nothing really of note here. Anything else of note to do while we're here? Not really. Excuse me, turret. You're supposed to be on my side. Nope, it's allied. So, setting up shop. Gunfire's finally quiet down. Suppose that means either Looney or Gristle wiped out the last of those ghouls they're currently serving as someone's meal. But now that Lexington's secure, I can finally get to work. Stumped. Nothing is working. The old woman, she used to just huff some jet, pop some pills, and she started babbling, spouting vision after vision. They all turned out to be true. The raiders burning the town, killing the parents, stealing the kids, stealing me. I remember the look in her eyes when she saw my face. Kid, you're gonna be a monster. All true. If I could get that sort of power, that sight, the Commonwealth, the other gangs, no one would have a prayer. But nothing's working. Maybe I try upping the dosage. I'm gonna need another bucket. It's not the chems, they're just a trigger for the site. It's me. I'm the problem. Wish I'd realized it before my arm looked like a pincushion. But at least, it's a new lead. I need subjects. Still no success, but the rumor of free chems has brought plenty of new recruits. Ranks are nearly backed up to where they were before we cleaned out Lexington. Looney thinks it's a waste of time since we need to spend our time building up our defenses. But Looney doesn't make decisions, I do. She does seem to be enjoying her new position, though. Maybe another dose of Psycho will get her visions firing. She's here. Gristle says there's a caravan headed this way. Some joker in a cowboy hat with a laser musket. 3 civilians, and one frail old woman just like a fortune teller. It's her. I know it's her. I sent Gristle to collect her. I wonder if she'll recognize me. Of course she will. She saw this coming, after all. And so, yeah. All this exploring, all this whatnot. And Jared here, tied directly to Mama Murphy. Jared trying to gain access to the site. And really, as we will see through exploring, all the big places like the Federal Ration Stockpile, this place, they all are kind of connected. All the different gang leaders know each other, and we'll see cross relations with them. Seriously, dude. Cogsworth? Dog meat? The frick? They've all turned red on me? The heck? That's new. That is very weird. The turret that was firing on me, by destroying it, turned all of my companions against me. Well, that's new. Never seen that happen before. And I'm way back here, aren't I? Wait a second, did I just make... I made it in here. Did I actually make it in here? Ah, damn it. You ruined my perfect stealth mission! And now I'm back into caution. Until the turret saw me. To redo all of this all over again.
Bingo.
Well, let the turrets do their thing. While I do a bit of looting. Well, I'm not shooting him this time. So that means looting everything, grabbing the boys, and getting out of here. While being fired at by a turret that has gone loco. Yeah, well, let's grab all the loot first. Very strange.
Moving out.
Will do.
Democracy is non-negotiable. Freedom is always worth fighting for.
And out we go. Lexington, quite a packed place as we have just seen. In fact, the entire stream was just exploring everything Lexington has to offer, which is kind of crazy. Always happens to me. I always wind up pushed through the door. Anyway, why don't we finish things with a little bit of a fast travel tour in order to get various locations on our map and get them taken care of for the CR quest. Oh, actually, yeah, there's the Captain Cosmo delivery as well. We can quickly do that. Yes, I did do that on purpose, Cogsworth. Where are ya? Up there it is. Most of the locations we already had in our map, so they're not too big. We'll do a Captain Cosmo specifically later. But like I said, we're here. Let's trigger a few more of the CR quests before we call it. Get a few more of the locations. Mary Jane here. So Louis just made me take something called a safe test. Supposedly Covenant uses it to keep certain people out. I'm not sure who. Point is, this test is fucking stupid, and I feel dumber for taking it. I wonder what they're so paranoid about. Who knows? I can't imagine anyone would want to live in their shitty neighborhood anyway. They shouldn't be so picky about who gets in. Anyway, the safe test doesn't pass the bullshit one. If you think about it, that's really the only test that matters. Is a bullshit test multiple choice? No, it's true or false. Either you're shitting me or you're not. So yeah, don't take the fucking test. Just move on. Jamaica Plains, Quincy, Easy City Downs. I think we can all quickly pop to those. Hi, Indokatana. We're just clearing a few of the locations out for the CR quest that we've been doing. It's one of the creative the CC Club mods. And then we're gonna end the stream because we've already been going for 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours. We're just doing a little bit of cleanup for this particular stream. Way too many. Plus a good handful of them I've made myself.
It's a great night out at the track. Hey, boys. We got some fine bots in this race. Iron Maiden is still in the lead.
Mary Jane here. Really figured this part of the guy was more my speed, seeing as I like to gamble. I know, I don't seem like a type. I usually pass on the dumb shit. Gambling, might as well toss my cats in the ocean. But I don't know, I like it. Still, my rule is you're allowed 2 voices. Anything more, 2 vices. Anything more, might as well kill yourself. What's your other vice? I don't have one, at least not yet. Still sorting that part out. Anyway, should mention this place doesn't look like they're taking any bets, at least not from a stranger. Whole place is a joke.
Hey, pipe down out there. We got a race on.
What kind of races are there to bet on? Looks of it, just a bunch of bots turning left, but I can't be sure. We tried to get close and they started shooting at us.
It's neck and neck.
I guess figure they could make more cash for robbing people the old-fashioned way. Well, if you're planning on going inside, my suggestion is keep your eyes up and the safety off.
Piece of junk is really showing off those new mods. What a race! What a race!
Several of them are. Several of them I'm working on right now, and they're not ready to go live.
Great race.
Let's see.
Coming up next, Lady Lovelace takes on the Iron Maiden in a head-to-head match. You don't want to miss this.
Where are you, Jamaica Plains? Jamaica Plains.
Back to the track.
Jamaica Plains. You've seen the posters and billboards all over the Commonwealth. It's the story of a priceless treasure on display for 1 week only, the very week the world ended. 200 years later, the secret of Jamaica Plains remains a mystery. Many a scabber has sought the legendary treasure, never to return. Definitely something to think about. Yeah, you can never be careful. On top of all the usual dangers, there's going to be a lot of folks gunning for that treasure. Literally. Anyway, say you found a treasure and it was worth millions of cats. What would you do with it? Honestly, probably keep it on display with the rest of my trophies. You got more than just one. Well, it doesn't surprise me, given you're all the way out here, driving into the deep waters about a life vest. Of course, consider this guide a bit of a life vest, so at least you have that. Hope you've enjoyed Jamaica's Plains. Remember, the real treasure comes with exploration. What other ones can we reasonably get to? I think actually we can pull off Quincy. And maybe the castle. Other than that, I don't think I have a mark for Cambridge. I might be able to do the Boston Airport. Let's see. You know what? Take it to Wilson Automatoys. All we have to do is get within, what's the word I'm looking for? No, I'm more of a coder than a modeler. All we have to do is get within procking range of the exploration tag. We should be able to take a look at the Quincy entry on the CR47.
Lock and load!
Let's come on, get over here. What the McDish? Well, I mean, we knew it was going to be dangerous coming to Quincy. Yeah, it's the Thunder. I know a bit of C. I know a bit of a few different languages. Yeah, it's the Thunderbolt. It periodically causes a memory. Well, I think it's a sound error. So I could hear the sound sort of grinding. So I'm gonna have to remove the Thunderbolt from the Sentinel, since it is periodically causing me to crash. But right now we've got to survive Quincy. I am not ready to do a deep dive of Quincy. We might be able to get in close enough to grab the recipe, but I highly doubt it. I doubt it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be hidden away in some section, and I just want to get close enough to trigger the exploration tick and thus be able to pull up Quincy on the CR47. As I suspect it's going to be Quincy itself is going to be a full video in and of itself. We'll see if we can at least get the CR entry to proc. If you are interested in modding, though, one thing you might want to look into, it's a new utility for modders. It's called the Robco Patcher, and allows you to do non-destructive editing of the game. It's a F4 SE plugin. Really quite cool. I've been updating various of my mods to be Robco Patcher compliant, because less destructive modding is always fun, or always preferable. Let's just go sneak. See if we can't get along here. Actually, where are you, Sentinel? The Sentinel's off doing his own thing, isn't he? Oh, no, I see the Sentinel. Use your default weapon for now, Sentinel, so you don't crash me. Well, it says we're in the Quincy parking garage. Is that enough for the CR to be happy? Quincy. We made it to Quincy, where Mary Jane and I live. There's a lot to see and do. I honestly don't know where to start. How did you two meet? I was coming out of Fenton's carrying a crate of Tato's. She was heading out of the gun store with enough firepower to mow down a 10-story Deathclaw. We ended up bumping into each other and dropping everything all over the floor. It was love at first collision. Where did you live? Well, we used to have a place near Fenton's food stuff, but it's being rented out now that we're going on this venture. We did talk about eventually fixing up a home a little further south near the Peabodys, somewhere with a little less hustle and bustle. Reading this now, I'll bet you'll find us there. Tell me about the people who lived here. Well, there's Mayor Jackson, he runs the place. Sloan, Irma, especially Sturges are handy with a wrench. The Long family run one of the stores, neighborhood, and of course, can't forget about Mama Murphy, the bona fide fortune teller. That's all the questions I have for now. Great, and now you're here, don't forget to stop by and say hi. Love to hear all about your adventures. Maybe I can show you around after all. I promise to be your guide. I'll honor it. Now, our next stop needs to be the castle, which I do believe I have on my map, as well as the Boston, what's it called? Airport. So there's the castle. And where's Nordhagen Beach? Warwick Homestead. Well, let's make our way over here. I believe that's roughly where it is. Oh, you're talking about the inventory inside of the Sentinel? Yeah, those are just fusion cells. There's no way I'd have 2,000 fusion cores. Now, where is Nordhagen Beach? Yeah, it's got to actually be up over this way. You know what? Just fast travel to it. Now I just need to get a little bit. Well, actually, I might be close enough. Fort Independence. The castle, formerly the base of the Minutemen, until Mirelurk took it over about 50 years ago. The Lurks don't really like freedom. They have gasp a monarchy with a queen and everything. Maybe that's why they wanted the castle. I too bend the knee to the Mirelurk queen. The castle belongs to the Minutemen. You're preaching to the choir, or do you mean they've already taken it back? That'd be amazing if true. Oh, and if you can't tell, I'm a bit of a fan. I even have the hat. Mary Jane says she doesn't like it much, but I think she's just jealous she doesn't have one. Hats are vital protection against sunburn. That's a good tip. I should really make that part of my guide. Sometimes it ain't the gunners or the lurks you gotta worry about. It's the rads and the sunburn. That's all I gotta say about the castle. Let's talk again some other time. We're quickly going through this list. Hubris is going to be in the center of Boston. That's going to be in the center of Boston. Diamond City Center of Boston. That's got its own. That's going to be its own video combat zone. The same thing. Really, it's going to be what we might be able to use the Cambridge crater for Cambridge, and I could test a Ghoulish level 5 as our sort of final send-offs. Bunker Hill is going to be a video on its own. The library is going to be a video on its own. The Common, we might be able to swing by, but we might as well just let it do it when we're doing the rest of the stuff in the Boston Commons. So let's see about the airport in Cambridge. Because the airport should be relatively easy to get to. If I recall correctly, once you're on this side of the map, you can kind of just sort of see it. And I believe it is right there. Let's just make sure I'm pointed in the right direction. Yep, should just be able to swim right over there. Aqua Girl perk. Gotta love it. And I plan to expand to give it a bunch of additional ranks, all kinds of fun abilities. So I think the next video has really got to be Arc Jack. We really do need to do Arc Jet before and after dance. And stop putting it off. The Boston Airport. Back in the old world, they say people used to fly out of here in big metal birds. Now that sounds crazier than a boat float fly in an outhouse. But hey, I've seen enough where I don't doubt it. Flying is easy. Landing is hard. Or if you want to exact landing and surviving, landing and dying, anyone could do that. So whether people flew or not, the idea, it seems romantic. You ever think about flying off in a faraway land with the one you love? I only love myself Sopias. Sounds fun, but I have a lot of work to do here. You're gonna work yourself into an early grade if you go on like that. Everyone needs a break, even someone as important as yourself. That's all from the Boston Airport. Fly safe. Now, Cambridge Crater. Hangman's Alley. Charles View Amphitheater. Cambridge Crater. Good way to end things off with a hopefully the Cambridge Crater being enough for CR, and then just jumping into the crater and seeing if Ghoulish 5 will do its job. You can say the Cambridge Crater is fine, Commonwealth Travel Guide. Cambridge Crater is fine. Cambridge, home of the world-famous Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Of course, of those three words, only one of them keeps people up at night. Guess which one it is. I'm gonna say the Institute. Ding ding, that's correct. Mary Jane, tell our contestant what they've won. Hey, she's not playing along. But point is, you're right. The Institute's got people wound tighter than a 30-hour clock. But interested what you think. What are your thoughts on the whole Institute story? Are they real? I'm from the Institute. I don't have any thoughts. I really don't know much about the Institute at this point in my character story. Not one, not even a passing one. Well, that's actually kind of refreshing. Most people will hunt you down for weeks just to tell you that they think weather. Nice, but some folks don't need to have an opinion on everything. Either way, I don't see incident employees walking around CIT these days, so if they did exist, I'm sure as hell those next year. But maybe we'll see them someday at the next location. One way to know for sure.
System diagnostic commencing. Mobility complete. Optic beam fully charged. Nuclear warheads armed. Communism is a lie.
There is definite chaos going on in the background. But we're going to ignore it for the moment. Our primary goal is to get back into that crater and see if Ghoulish 5 will keep me alive. I was about to say, is the death match going to kick off again? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we're good. Moment of truth. I have it set for 999. Well, it definitely works, just not enough. I have it set to give you about 1,000 rad resistance when you hit 990. So let's take a quick look at our stats. Five rad resistance. If we go take a look over here at my specials, yeah, I've got plus 12 strength. Well, Ghoulish 5 definitely needs some work, but it's definitely working the way I want it to work. Maybe set it to kick in its protection at the final boost. Keep going. I want to see that boost going higher. Still 5. 13. Yep, we just dropped down to less than 1 rad. This is the maximum that Ghoulish rank 5 can provide. Got plus 13 strength. Some of that is from solar power. I think solar power is going to be plus 6. It's giving me the rest. Yeah, it'd be plus 6. It also just shows off a fun feature that I've talked about before in the past. Yeah, there is no cap on strength or any stat. So we are now sitting at 2005. Now, if I get out of radiation, the other effects of ghoulish should kick in. And you'll start seeing the rads being turned into health. Yep, healing really fast. Though, as you can see, my health is incredibly low. So the question then, I think we should ask, is it worth it? With the effects of my ghoulish rank 5 perk mod, strength increases with radiation. But at this point, I have a handful of hit points. And the only real benefit I'm getting is the fact I get something like, what, +7 strength and 1,000 radiation resistance. So I can't get more rads. And then, of course, Ghoulish will slowly convert the rads into health. But is it worthwhile? Running yourself basically at 990 radiation just to get +7 strength and 1,000 radiation resistance, basically just so you won't die. Is that worthwhile? Or should I do some other stuff to Ghoulish rank 5 to make it more worthwhile? Let me hear your thoughts. But this is where we're going to end the stream today. And when we pick up on our next stream, I hope to hear in our comments, whether it be the comments on YouTube or the YouTube, live stream comments, the Twitch comment log, or just on our next live stream, what you guys think of Ghoulish rank 5 and if it's worth the effort of running that close to the edge. Or should I do other stuff to it? Should I treat it more like Unyielding, where it boosts every special? Should I add, say, resistances? Because if you're running at that high a level of radiation, you're going to be very fragile. So, is +7 strength worthwhile? Especially considering the other effects of Ghoulish will, as you can see here, slowly drain the radiation away, thus draining your strength away. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. That's all for next time. The center of Boston, always a death zone.